Okay, now I know I want to make a topper for this, and I'm thinking I'll just use this pre-made fabric over cardboard piece so that I can stitch all my elements on to secure them and then glue that down. But I don't much like this pattern, which is why I used it up on here, and I'm feeling very indecisive. So this may end up being fast forwarded to save you the pain of watching me try and make decisions. I think I've got as far as deciding I want to have this in here, on here, as an element so that whoever uses this journal has the option of slipping and changing photographs or whatever or images in that bit. Now that takes up pretty much all of this bit, so all I really need to do is cover the edges and make them fluffy. And I'm just trying to decide, do I want to, I don't need all 3 sections of this, but do I want to have 2 sections so that there's still some interest even without a photo, or just 1, but then you see that. Alright, so I think I'm going to, I quite like this side, so I'm going to keep this side. Let's make some decisions. You know, when you're feeling like you want to do something, but you're feeling some reluctance or some hesitation, or put the journal out of the way, and you think, oh no, I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it when, you know, when I'm feeling more like decisive or whatever. It's a trick. It's a dirty, rotten trick. The thing to do is to just go ahead and work, whether you feel like it or not, because that's the only way that things actually get done. Now, because I'm going to attach this to the base, I can change the size of it actually, and I can, so if I make it smaller, I can have more stuff there and save myself a bit of that. So I might do that. See, you go from indecisive to quite decisive quickly. All right, now that makes me happier. I'm going to try and cut that a bit straighter. And then I will ink, again using archival ink so it doesn't make a mess on whatever slides in here. But I'll ink the edges of that. And then I like these rounded corners. I wonder if I can echo that. With this side. Ooh, goody, I can keep that for Ron. I have this box filled with little Japanese paper offcuts. I'm going to stitch this on, but I do want it to stick together. This isn't quite lining up. I think I might glue the bottom in case this bit doesn't get sewn. And then what I can do, because because the back is shorter than the front and that's going to get attached to that, I can just tape this. Washi tape, I remember, in the box. I can just tape this with a bit of tape I'm not particularly fond of and hold that closed so it doesn't annoy me. There we go, and actually that way I won't lose any of the width because I haven't had to glue that short piece to that. Okay, very happy with that. Now I found, because the cover of the book is some lovely handmade paper, I figure any of these pieces would also look good with it. Oh, now I can't cover that bit, can I? So there, whatever's here has to go under this bit, not over it. Now I do like that. I love using gauze. Now what I could do, ooh, this is sort of cheating, but it's also makes me happy because it's easy. If I stitch the gauze to this, let's have a look. Let's have a look. If I cut up here, all these pieces of gauze have just been from white, coloured with watercolour or oxides, or chucked in the end of a dye bath. And then they just add so much lovely texture. Their uneven edges. I don't need all that. Cut this bit off, which itself will stretch out and be good for something else. Okay, so if I have that, let's bring the book back. If I have something like that, ooh, I like that, then you won't even really know what's underneath. Once I get this stitched on, I can trim some of these raggedy bits if I want to. And you know, it's always just a matter of playing, fiddling around. Kind of like that though. Ooh, just tear that. It's going to drive me crazy. What I might do, so that it doesn't drive me crazy, is anchor the gauze with a glue stick just while I'm working, before I'm sewing. That way it'll stop fluffing off all the time. I do, when I make these toppers, I do tend to just tack things with glue as I go, once I'm reasonably happy with what's going on. So, for example, if I decide I'm good with that, which I do like it, I think it needs something else there. This, of course, is all looking a bit white, but if we put, it's going to have an image in it, so let's find a something to put in there actually. How about a bit of, how about just a bit of something green? There we go. I'll knock that back so I don't get confused by it. Now, do I want that at the top? Doesn't really matter. Can't see the offending thingies. I do quite like this idea of having plenty of room at the top. So if we had this, which picks up that nicely, and that, and then some sort of label. Scrap sampler? Not really. Venezuela. The problem with labels is that they dictate so much. I mean, I kind of like that. Alright, so let's say we go there, 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 and then will I put something across the top here as well? I think whatever it is has to be tucked under that so I don't catch whatever slides into the pocket. I don't think I need more gauze. See, the resistance comes up again, going, oh, look, you don't know what you're doing. Forget it. Stop. Do something else. This is no good. But you know what? I'm going to fight the resistance. What about if I just did something as simple as that? I do like the green, but we could have the green as the top edge. Have that down behind there. Ooh. Oh, actually, this green's not going to work with that. Let's have a look at it again on our cover. Does it need anything else? Should I cut the topper down? Now there's a thought. Okay, let's do that. If I want this to just be here, can I just cut this? Because I'm going to cover the, oh, too easy. Look at that. Too easy. Ink that edge. Now remember, it's going to be stitched, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, look, much happier with that. And then this is going to go here. And do I need to put anything there? I think I'd be happier with something there. These are all a little big. Got vellum. What about, I've been, oops, keeping these strips of cardboard. Cardstock that I don't want to throw out. What about if I just put that on there, stitch that along there, stitch this down here. That could work. Okay, I'll be back after I play on the sewing machine a bit. Okay, well, in my usual fashion, I leapt before I looked, but that's okay, it doesn't really matter. I ended up gluing this little strip here, join here mad. I like the way that worked out. Oops. Gluing that one down so it would be a smooth join, and I thought I could be clever and leave a tuck as well as this. I stitched this onto my little strip of red paper first, and then I stitched the, oh look, I've caught the gauze, no I haven't. Then I stitched the whole lot, just there and there, because I decided I didn't want this with stitching all the way round. This is now a little sticky uppy, so I'm going to tack that and this down. But not fully, so this little bit, you could still tuck something in there if you want to. Now this side bit, that tape didn't work, but if I put art glitter on that, and I think down under here too, very awkward. Don't do as I do. Learn from my mistakes and spend more time thinking about it. Or just spend half your life fixing your mistakes, which, you know, I learn better that way. Or do I? I keep making them. Okay. Having done that, it's a no. Oh, I've got another bit of this, look. Okay, apparently we're back to being indecisive. Doesn't need the mushroom. Could I just add that to it? Doesn't need that. Could I just leave it like that? Do I like a piece of this better? Do I even have mushrooms in this journal? I don't think I do. Why am I using a mushroom? Out, mushroom, out. Oh, really back to indecisive. It's probably lunchtime. That's the other thing that happens. Anyway, the beauty of these is if I change my mind and decide I'm not happy with any of it, I don't have to attach it. Whereas if I'd been making it directly on the cover at this point, I'd be really like, oh no, what have I done? It's difficult when you've got a nice splat scrap design, because it's like, oh, I don't want to cover any of that up. That's all good. But there is a part of me that wants to use all these little scraps. Okay. What happens if I use that same corner rounder? There. Oh, look, that could work. Join, 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 join. Too many joins? I don't know. Let's put all this together. I gotta go and find another image. I could add this little bit of stuff there. painful, isn't it? Sorry. I'm sure it is. I like that. I do like this covering the stitching. I think I'm going to add that. Funny, isn't it? I especially changed my thread so it would coordinate, and now I just don't like the way it looks on that. So one decision leads to another decision, and whether it's fixing up something from the last decision or just progressing through, doesn't really matter, does it? Can I? Ooh, I can. Tear this little piece down a bit more. Kind of like that folded edge. And then I'm just going to put that there. Let's see if it sticks. Good enough. Okay, then I've used that little scrap I've created. Then I'm thinking I quite like this. Give a little ink. Let's go before we change our minds again and end up taking all afternoon to do one simple thing. And it doesn't have to sit fully on the board. There we go, look. Okay. Now this just needs to be attached to the cover. I've been propping it up with that little thing, but I think for the purposes of gluing, there we go, that'll keep that flatter. All right, I'm going to use my trusty boils and get this baby on, and I will trim the gauze afterwards, apart from that bit which I've already attached. Actually, you could tuck bits of gauze selectively under to make like little gauze ruffles. Okay, plenty of glue on this because this is not going to show anywhere. I'm going to have it a little closer to the bottom than the top. Center it and glue. And then all those elements are secure. We've got pocket at the back and I can't find anything the right size. And pocket at the front, which will take something smoother than that. And it will go all the way down in. All I have to do now is find an image to go in there that I like. So 2 hidey holes, using up a whole lot more scraps, using up these bits of gauze, so I will just trim those. And it will continue to shred a bit. You can tack it down with, I was going to say bubble wrap, not bubble wrap. You can tack it down with a bit of glue stick if you want to, or just leave it to naturally, you know, fray to where it wants to. I do this all the time on my little nature journal covers, just under an element, and it always settles down after a bit of shedding. Okay, so there we go. We have a topper. Now all we have left to do, find some things to put in there. Oh, after the belly band dried, this little journal did fit in here, and I've just added a bit of blank paper. That was an offcut from a bookend paper. Next step, fill this baby up. Oh, that's good. I will find things to go in here that go with that. Now I might just, while that glue dries, sit it on its head. And there we go. One more step and we'll be done. See you for the finale.